Yeah. Hey, hold up. We in this thing. What's happening? What's going on? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to Buckles Locker. Subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. Come on in. Let's have a little conversation right quickity splickety. You know what I'm talking about? Let's have a little conversation for the nation, for the information. Oh, now I'm talking about. I'm in the dark right now. I'm in the dark right now. Right now. Y'all see the title of the video. Bucs and Seahawks 50th anniversary jersey. Mine still ain't came in yet, man. What's happening? Now tell me, what do you do? What do you do? Anyway, Bucs versus Seahawks. Y'all know what it is this Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Interesting game. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Buckles Locker. Subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. Share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you all new videos that's posted on this channel. Y'all know what it is. Nothing about. Ha, you talking about? All right, so let me get a couple shout outs. Mr. Everything Bucks, Bucks Live, DJ Warren, Mopar Buck in the building, Archie in the building, Rod G in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Time out. What the heck is going on here? Let's get to this video right quick. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, man. Brent, what's up, man? Good to see y'all, man. It's on Thursday preview video. A 20-30 minute conversation, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't gonna keep y'all too long, man. I know y'all got to get dinner ready and everything like that, you know. So I'm gonna try to make this straight to the point. Bucks coming off a tough loss at home to the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm talking about? Injuries, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bucks got a long list of injuries, man. And we got to get healthy. We must get healthy for us to succeed, man. You know. Whew, I don't even know how to start with this, but let me give you some talking points, man. Give you some context here behind the game, man. The Bucks can probably, we'll get to the end of this video. It's tough, man. You know, you got some game context. Both teams celebrating the 50th anniversary. They both joined the league in 1976, 76. Creamsicle throwbacks for the second time this season, early too. You know what I'm saying? Seahawks won their royal blue, apple green 90s uniform. I like the apple green. Both teams sit at 3-1 at the top of the division. Both teams got playoff aspirations. This is an important game. I would say this game is based on seeding, right? I would say this game is built on seeding, right? Where the winner of this game can get some sort of upper hand on the seeding in the playoffs. Come down to, if it becomes a tie, you got to be able to break that tie. and that's going to be very important. So this is a very pivotal game early in the season, whether y'all want to realize that or not. You know what I'm saying? It is true, but there's a lot going on right now with this game. Seattle's pretty much healthy, or they're getting healthier than the Bucs. The Bucs are going the opposite way as far as health, which is kind of crazy because, you know, Seahawks, they coming in, they got a tough team, right? They got a really tough defense, and it's going to be an interesting game between two teams that are right now got playoff aspirations. The real question is though, can either team get the upper hand? That's my question. I want to give a quick question to y'all. What's your thoughts on this game? Out of curiosity. I just want to get right to it. You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on this game? I'm gonna get it out the way right now. Out the way right now. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Let me get it out the way so I can get to the conversation. Get to the conversation about the game and the context and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me get y'all thoughts right away so I can get an idea of what y'all thinking in y'all head right now. You know, go ahead and give it to me right now. Let me get that out the way. Let me get a feel. Let me get a feel for what y'all thinking, right? So quarterback matchup, right? Quarterback matchup. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. Both guys got a history together. They played in Carolina together. Both were top picks. You know what I'm saying in the draft. Not top picks, but they were highly drafted. Baker being number one. Baker Mayfield with 3 clutch game-winning drives. Darnold is like a game manager, kind of, sort of. I don't think that Minnesota season was like all him, really. But I still think he got the same problems under pressure. He falls apart. You know what I'm saying? We saw that last year in the playoffs. He fell apart. And Bowles brings the pressure, right? So we do understand that part. There is no way around that. So if the Bucs can get to Sam Darnold and get to that pressure package, you know what I'm saying, that's going to definitely make a huge difference in what the Bucs can do to affect Sam Darnold, right? And I think that's what we need to see. We need to see Sam Darnold under pressure. Because if we don't see him under pressure, we're gonna have a problem, right? Let me see what else I want to talk about. I could talk about. I'm just trying to think about. There's so many things to talk about. You know, it's a battle of defenses, man. It's a battle of defense. Seahawks top 10, top 5. I think top 5 defense. I believe. Second in points allowed. I believe, if I read, second points allowed. Third in yards per play. They got 7 interceptions as a team. So I think they're number 1 in the NFL in interception. So Baker has had some turnover worthy plays. He's going to have to be very, 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 very cautious throwing that ball. You know, I know we don't have Mike Evans for another game or two, but Baker must be careful with that ball. You throw that ball, Seattle, they got a pretty good secondary with Julian Love, Josh Joby, he's on the outside now. Devin Witherspoon, he's back. He's playing on the outside now. Yeah, I think they have Kobe Bryant. They got Ernest Jones. They got the good D-line. They got some depth on the D-line. And that defense is really tough on third downs. And the Bucs have not been so great on third downs, which is so interesting with Josh Gazzard. He used to be the third down guy. Why the Bucs third down looks so bad? Now, I get it. We have injuries, but we were still able to be effective with injuries last year. I'm just trying to figure out why we're not as effective even with the injuries, right? But Seattle has a really tough defense, and the Bucs offense has not been the best in some of these games. They've had their moments, like last week, 270-yard passes. Because outside of those two plays, it really wasn't a lot going on. It was a struggle. And this is another game, another week against a tough defense. The Bucs offense is going against another tough defense, and we already beat up. Baker's beat up. Bucky's beat up. Evans is out. Godwin's trying to get his feet under. Emeka is probably playing through a small injury. Injuries on the O-line with Cody Mulch out and Luke Gedicke's not playing for a game or two. Tristan Wirfs, his second game back. Graham Barton been shifted around, Ben Bretson. So there's a lot going on with the Bucs. The tight end has not offered anything productive offensively. Rashad White screen game non-existent. Sean Tucker's not getting no burns, but now he'll probably get some carries. But we're gonna see. The Bucs need to play 4 quarters. To beat Seattle in Seattle, you got to play 4 quarters because Mike Macdonald, his defense is going to get after you. You see the Ravens, right? The Ravens look a mess without Mike Macdonald. Mike Macdonald can really coach. And sidebar, a lot of the Baltimore Ravens fans wanted Mike Macdonald to be the head coach, and they wanted Jim Harbaugh to move on. They wanted to move on from Jim Harbaugh and make Mike Macdonald the head coach. So there's some key matchups too. Bucs offense versus Seattle defense, but individually there's some matchups as well. Emeka versus Tariq Woodland, and I don't think Tariq is going to guard him because Tariq has been having some trouble. He's under the trade radar because of the performance of other guys. I don't think Seattle Seahawks want to pay Tariq Woodland a lot of money. He's not been great this year. He had a really good rookie season. His second season was pretty good, but then he's kind of tailed off. So with Devin Witherspoon, they moved him to the outside with Josh Jobe. So Emeka is going to have to deal with, another young cornerback that's pretty good. I watched Devin Witherspoon in Illinois. He's back. Seattle is getting healthier. Seattle is getting healthier, and we're going the other way. And then also the Bucs O-line versus the Seattle Seahawks D-line. Right? Seattle Seahawks got one of the top D-lines in the NFL. They got 3 starters that are really playing at a really high level, and they have some good depth. They got some good edge guys. I'm not saying they top level guys, but they have good depth, something that we lack on our D-line across the board. So that's going to be a very, very key thing to look at. Can the Bucs O-line handle the Seattle Seahawks D-line, in particular, Jerron Reed and Byron Murphy and Leonard Williams? I don't know if DeMarcus Lawrence is going to play. He has a thigh injury, but they got depth. Owosu, they're going to get after it. And the Bucs O-line going into this game is not a great matchup. It's not a great matchup. It's not a great matchup. The Bucs, Charlie, what the heck, has given up like 18 pressures. One of the worst right tackles in the NFL right now. And we'll get our guy back, but right now the Bucs O-line, in particularly, Heck and Haggard, and it's just a mess. Graham Barton has not looked good, in certain areas. Tristan Wirfs, he's trying to get himself. Ben Bretson, we got to know about him. So it's a mess right now. And going into this game on the road, that is not a recipe for success. I hope Josh Gazar had the game plan to get the ball out quick. Got to get the ball out quick. Just get back to the point guard. Get back to the check down. And get back to the 70% completions percentage. Get back to the 20 throws within 5 yards. That's what Baker's really good at. He's really good at making quick decisions and getting the ball out of his hand behind the line of scrimmage for screen plays or at the line of scrimmage or within like 5 to 7 yards. Once you start getting Baker to chuck the ball around, and we've seen his last couple games, chucking the ball around, he exposes he's efficient, but he can be inaccurate, if that makes sense. And that's a dangerous combination to have. I remind you, he's gotten away with some turnover-worthy plays, right? He probably should have about 4 or 5 interceptions already. Easy. you know, but sustaining that type of play will not be good. So Baker got to tighten up and get rid of the ball. Knowing that your O-line is not at its peak or at 100%, Josh Gazar and Baker needs to get on the same page. Get on the same page. Get rid of the ball quick. Get back to the and I hate to say it like this, but get back to the checking and down. Get all this scrambling around and trying to find the guy. I mean, yeah, he got away with it with the Eagles, and you seen both plays. You know, well, you seen Cooper DeJean drop an interception, then the Mbuka and Reed Blankenship like just missed the interception right there. The Emeka's touchdown that should have been probably intercepted. So Baker, he got to get back to protecting the ball or get back to making quick decisions and being efficient and accurate. Okay. Godwin and Tristan Wirfs playing is great. You know what I'm saying? Luke Gedeke might play. He could play. I don't know. Emeka still got some. I think Emeka playing through some injuries. I think he's playing a little bit with injury a little bit. Seattle is mostly healthy. You know what I'm talking about? Seattle don't have any major injuries, and that most likely will probably be the difference in this game. But we'll get to that in a second. What's up, Desmond? X factors, special teams, special ed team for the Bucs. 3 block kicks in 4 games. They got to clean that up. Todd Bowles decided to keep Riley Dixon. I don't know, but I guarantee you this though. I ain't gonna say I guarantee, but I bet you this: one more block kick or one more craziness on that punt, that kick, that punting the ball, the Bucs gonna move on from him. He got one more chance. 3 block kicks in 4 weeks. I mean, the Bucs special teams are negative, despite the fact that with Cam Johnson returning the ball pretty good and Chase McLaughlin making them big kicks, but he's missed some field goals too. So the Bucs special teams right now is a negative. The offense is pretty much neutral. The defense has been the plus, but the defense can only do so much. So that means the Bucs defense got to play 4 great quarters for the Bucs to win, and the Bucs got to make timely plays on offense because they really can't attack down the field. Like, if you really think about it, the Bucs really, like, even the touchdown pass to Bucky and Emeka, those guys were not the primary, secondary, or third reads. The Bucs can't really attack down the field like that because God was not built like that, and Emeka is not really that type of receiver. We got Taz Johnson, we got Russell Shepard. I mean, Sterling Shepard. I said Russell Shepard, Sterling Shepard. But none of those receivers are like deep threats. Mike Evans got to come back because the receivers that we have right now are not like hyper explosive like that. And even Mike Evans, he's not hyper explosive, but he can take the top off. So the Bucs are literally playing within a box, within a 10-yard box, right? The Bucs got to be disciplined on defense. Make sure the penalties stay in check. It's rough. The winner of this game go 4-1 and grab the early edge on the tiebreaker. Can the Bucs win on the road against an elite defense? Mind you, the Falcons defense ranked number 2 in the NFL. The Texas defense, I think, ranked 5th in the NFL. The Seattle Seahawks defense ranked, I think, so let me back up. Falcons, Texans, and the Seahawks. All 3 defenses ranked in the top 10. The Bucs struggled against the Falcons for the most part. I was at the game. They struggled against the Texans. Baker pulled that out. He pulled both of those games out. And they definitely struggled a little in the first half against the Eagles defense. And now they got to deal with another defense that's at the top of the food chain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, it can't be poo in this game, right? The Bucs got to prove they can win on the road too against really tough teams. Now the Seahawks offensively, they're not super like great. They probably be. I will say this. I will put this on record and say the Seattle Seahawks offensively will probably be better than the Eagles. Like the Bucs played the Eagles offense first half, they kind of had some issues a little bit here and there, but Seahawks offense will probably move the ball a little bit better because the Eagles offense in the second half was terrible. High school JV play calling by their OC. Now, mind you, they got a 3-game winning streak. Seahawks. It's gonna be a tough game. My predicament is it's almost like a toss-up game because both defenses are strong. Is what offense is going to make the most plays? Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's a problem. He's slot guy, but for whatever reason, he's become more explosive down the field, and he's a hard guy to guard. Now the Bucs do have some injuries at the cornerback situation, but Jacob Parrish, Todd Bowles need to put Jacob Parrish on Jackson Smith and Jigba. Jacob Parrish is one of the top young guys, rookies and players as far as secondary wise. He's graded out good in all metrics. So this is what we drafted guys like Jacob Parrish for. You got guys like Jackson Smith and Jigba that pretty much lines up all over the place, mainly in the slot, like Amon St. Brown. You put Jacob Parrish on Jackson Smith and Jigba and take him out the game. The Seattle Seahawks receivers are not, outside of Jackson Smith and Jigba, they're not like that. You know what I'm saying? They have Torrey Holton, the rookie from Colorado State. They have a couple other guys. They have some tight ends. Arroyo and Barner. Like they don't have like explosive players outside of Jackson Smith and Jigba. They do have Kenneth Walker and they do have Zach Charbonnet, so they can run the ball. The offensive line is not bad. Charles Cross, Abraham Lucas, the rookie from North Dakota State, or is it South Dakota State? One of the two. Their offense is not like, oh my gosh, they're going to be up and down the field. I mean, Cooper Kupp old. Cooper Kupp is old. Sean McVay ran that boy to the ground. Oh, ran that man to the ground. So don't give me that Cooper Kupp stuff. Now, Cooper Kupp, he's a buck. He's a buck. He gets in the Bucs' nerves. For whatever reason, he did us in. So, but Cooper Kupp is like 32 years old now. His legs is pretty much shot. So he still can be effective, though. Don't get me wrong. But he's not effective like that. Sean McVay gave up on him. You know what I'm saying? But we got to make sure Cooper Kupp don't burn the Bucs. He had one of his let me reach back in my bag Cooper Kupp moments, right? But the Seattle don't have like a alpha receiver. They don't have like no AJ Brown type, or they don't have no Jamar Chase, no Justin Jefferson type, or no Nico Collins type receiver. Let's be real. They don't have no Drake London. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no big receiver that's going to get big catches. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have no guys like that. I mean, let's be real, But they got some very shifty guys, and they got some decent tight ends. They got a decent run game. O-line is not bad because offensively they kind of align the same. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. Seattle Seahawks O-line is much healthier, obviously. The tight ends, Seattle does use their tight ends. The Bucs don't. So there's a lot of things I can talk about, and I'll bring this up during the game on Sunday because I did some research, or I came across a couple of diagrams or some charts and some advanced analytics. I will say this: the Bucs are one of the teams that uses a tight end the least amount. 8% of the targets or catches are by tight ends. The Bucs are one of the teams that uses their tight ends the least amount in the NFL. That's strange. Well, that's strange. It's weird. K-Dot and Payne Durham, Koke, Devin Cole, they don't do nothing for their offense but block. I saw that. I'll talk about it on Sunday. But here's my prediction. I can flip a coin and pick a winner, but you know, I gotta pick a winner. I'm gonna pick the Bucs to win this game, but it's gonna be close. It's gonna be hard fought. It's gonna be a grind out game. I'm gonna pick the Bucs to win 21-17. You know, the Bucs get this tough road win, 21-17. Baker Mayfield makes enough plays. Emeka, he gets open and makes a touchdown, and there will be a X factor. Rashad White, somebody gonna step up on offense outside of Emeka. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be Chris Godwin because it's gonna take him a couple games, but maybe it'll be Chris Godwin. You know what I'm saying? But I know Omega gonna do his thing, but it's gonna be tough. But I got the Bucs winning this game on the road. And they might get beat up a little bit more. I mean, don't get me wrong, they might get beat up a little bit more because Seattle Seahawks, they're very tough, they're very physical. But if the Bucs can find a way to get that Seattle Seahawks D-line under control, we can get the game. We might need something from the special teams. Cam Johnson, where you at? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna need something from somebody else outside of Mecca. And if Bucky play, is he gonna be on the snap count? Because we don't want him to re-injure his ankle because he's in the walking boot. But I got the Bucs winning the game, 21-17. Going to 4-1, upper hand, tiebreaker possibility, you know, with Seattle Seahawks. So you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. Who you got winning? Who you got as X factor? What you think is gonna happen? Can the Bucs O-line hold up against the Seattle Seahawks D-line? On the road, tough game, late game. Let's get it. 21-17. Bucs go 4-1. Buckles like a signing out. Fire those cannons. Seize the day. Raise the flag. Hashtag rebound. That's it. Or hashtag get healthy. I'm talking about signing out.